Good. All right, here we are. We have New England and Jacksonville. 1 second. Welcome to the game of the week for week 1 in 20xx. Yes, I'm going to try. I think I will do this. I might do this every week. I don't know, but here we go. There we go. That's what I wanted. I'm playing this. So the basic backstory is this. Jacksonville, they're back from a hiatus in 20xx. New England, two-time defending Eastern Division champion. They open the season on the road against Jacksonville. They got their only playoff win this sim. The last time we saw the Sharks, they lost to New England in 20xx. This is game of the week right here. New England at Jacksonville, opening week. Jacksonville, the roster's all different. New England, same roster that for the last 2 years. And this is where it gets interesting. And last time we saw Jacksonville, they were an 11-3 team who had just beat the Voodoo in the first round of the playoffs after losing to Tampa Bay, who they play next week, in their first game. Now they got to play New England. And here come the Sharks. The quarterback isn't Aaron Garcia, he's in Orlando. The quarterback is now John Dutton. They do have one retaining player, though. Receiver Steve Smith. They finally have the player I meant to give him all along, Chad Dukes, out running back. Should be a good game for Orlando. They also give him Greg Hopkins. This should be a good game. But now... But now the kick is away. So yeah, I found a good box. It's sturdy. It's sturdy. It's stable. I accidentally kicked my controller. Please charge your phone. Charging? Ooh. Okay. My phone's low on battery. Hi. I found a good box. It's a tie. It's a tie holder. It's still going. So yeah, first half on video number 1, second half on video number 2. I'll upload them separately and then combine them, and then I'll upload them separate. Yeah, New England, they're the same roster you've seen. QB 10, receiver 9. You know these guys. Jacksonville is a bit different this time. Instead of just being a hyper extended version of their 2010 selves, that is great, horrible D, but with one defensive star. They're now just a team made up of guys that I thought could fit here rather than Spokane. I try to keep the two teams somewhat even, Jacksonville and Spokane, although thanks to AF Nerd, I'm only going to do it for one game. But I think I'm going to make it clear for AF Nerd. I've decided to give Davila to Spokane. I'll heavily nerf him after the first game. I just wanted to make him lel. And there we go. First touchdown for New England. To pass Seawolves QB 10 to Seawolves OS 9 to Seawolves Offensive Specialist 9. Or I guess OS 9. Feels weird saying any position but QB. Like, it's letters. Like, you always say QB, or I guess sometimes you do say DB for defensive back, but no one ever says LB for linebacker unless they're like, nobody ever says LB for linebacker. Or FB for fullback. I guess I just, no? No, because you say QB all the time, but like, nobody has ever said WR for receiver. Anyways, he used to wear 86 with Jacksonville. In year 1, I give him 83 here. So here we go. Their quarterback, John Dutton. He's the cover boy of the game. I was going to give him somebody else, but Shane Stafford would have been that somebody else, by the way. But, I mean, Dutton's the cover boy. I'm going to keep him in as long as I can. Jersey the exact same. And the first pass to Smith, it's good, almost for a first. Probably not going to do game-by-game commentary on all these. I guess it'll be more casual. But I just felt like, hey, you get to see me, yeah. By the way, Jacksonville was kind of I guess the strength-wise, they have a good receiving core, as you see right there. I gave him T.T. Tolliver. T.T. Tolliver's been all around Florida. I had to. Did I give him Mark Lewis? Did I give him Mark Lewis again? That would have been funny if I gave him Mark Lewis again. Okay, I just gave him Schmitz. He was just 81 overall, same thing with the kicker I gave to, Spokane. I just gave him equal around the board. Yeah. So So yeah, instead of doing like big game recaps, I'm just gonna record one game each week. I don't have a timetable for this, and to answer Nerd's other question, this is after the Pro Bowl. Sure, it's not after the it's not 2 weeks after the Super Bowl, but it is after the Pro Bowl. But real talk, I think the Pro Bowl should go back to after the Super Bowl, and the NFL should bring back the Playoff Bowl, essentially a third place game, to the Super Bowl and the regular bowl. And just, I don't know, throw like a third round draft pick or something. Throw a third round draft pick, $1 million bonus to the team, something small, $50,000 bonus to the player. Yeah, or $50,000 bonus to the starters. You know, something to get the guys like, hey, I want to do this. Guys can opt out. It's just, hey, you want a little bit of extra cash for winning? Here you go. That's going to be complete. Then again, I think gave Jacksonville some other New York players, too. New York? Yeah, some from the Dragons. It's kind of like a mismatched team. Like, actually, with the exception of... I gave him two teams that are Horacek. I didn't give him Frizel. Frizel will pop up. I'll put Frizel on some team midway through the season. Just see depending on who needs secondary, I guess, offensive specialist help, and maybe kicker help, since he does actually have kicking stats for, I guess, because he kicked a couple extra points for Orlando one year. I don't know. Yeah, here we go. First kick from New England, 16. It is up and it is short. Yeah, because that's when with the auto-generated kickers. If you're not Atlantic City or New Orleans, you're going to have a bad kicker. And by the way, I'm not doing the thing where I did with Pittsburgh where I just give like random numbers from guys, call them that team. No, I'm just going to say it's just fresh, new team. Oh, right, I forgot I'm playing the other team. New England. So yeah, this is like Jacksonville's Revenge Tour versus the Siege. Yeah, this is Jacksonville's Revenge Tour. Although that certainly works. 61's decent for a sack a game. By the way, again, they'll set some counting here as a defensive player of the game, offensive player of the game, and actually not even defense player of the game, just a player of the game. Or if a defense guy gets it, like they get a turnover or something, or like a big pick at the end of the game, big fumble, then I'm going to make him a player of the game. And oh hey, another 4.9 yarder. That's our first one this year. We usually I'll give you about one of those two of the year. Put my light back on. That just messed with the video quality. So I can find my TV remote and do something I almost never do for this. Turn the PA announcer on. I never have a PA announcer on, but I realized I need some backup to my commentary, so the extra point is good. Oh yeah, I've gotten really good at just instantly switching it. Let me put the back out. At halftime, I'll go. I can go pee at halftime. Yeah, right. But so before I write all this on an index card because I'm a man. All right, you know I got a little bit of time. I'll just call this first play so I can just write some stuff on the index card. By the way, I turned all penalties off because it makes it just more enjoyable for me to play it. Yeah, I got it. By the way, the game does play itself sometimes. You do have to make passes, I think, but it does usually just kind of play itself, which is nice. So I can do write out the basics for the index card, which is again, team, the abbreviation for the team, like right here, Jax, NAL, NE. How many turnovers in the game, offensive yards, run and pass are combined because running doesn't really matter. Kind of learned that from last year. I think the highest I ever got was like 30, and that was actually no, it wasn't 30. It was something in the 60s because Michael Bishop got I think it was like 80 something because Michael Bishop got a big run, got two big runs in the in a Chicago game last year, and that's the end of the first. So the box score is 14-7 after the first quarter. Jacksonville lead. I'm not counting stops again. I mean stops. I'm not gonna count stops just because I already played like 6 games. I haven't counted them, so. Okay. Yeah, then players of the game. Okay, cool. Yeah, I think that's all I had. Check these ones. Yeah, that's all I had. All right. And then player of the week, which I don't know. I'm not even do player of the week, and that was easy. Touchdown. And so now that I have a chance, before I kick the extra point, I'm actually going to go over the settings I have, like gameplay sliders and all that. The human for AI is even. I turned accurate on a little bit because they're really accurate. They're surprisingly accurate, actually. Break block, I turned up a little bit for me just because I only play as a defense in the last minute of the first quarter, and for an last minute of the first each half, and an overtime. CPU, I turned knockdown. Originally, knockdowns was way lower, but I turned it up last year because knockdowns never happened. The scores got way too high. And I turned INTs way up, and to accommodate that little bit of a knockdowns buff, I buffed up awareness. And I didn't even change anything for offense for CPU because I only see him once in a while. And for human, that was human kick. My bad. Turned accuracy down a little bit because it's a little bit too easy for me. And then I just turned kickoff length down from CPU because very often, as in more often than not, it would get booted over the top if you're a kicker at any decent power rating. So I didn't want that to keep happening. And now that puts the ball to 20, so I don't want that. And then offense. I don't even change the offense sliders. So yeah, those are the sliders I use, by the way. And I don't think I can check here. Actually, I might be able to. Let me just check. System. Oh, there you go. 4-minute difficulty, all pro, injuries off, game fatigue on. That doesn't really matter, but it's just a chance to see more players. Custom games, sub-ins, vibrate. I hate Rumble. I absolutely hate Rumble. Formation assist, I have no idea what that does. I just leave it on. Auto sub, same thing. Kind of keep it down a little bit. Penalty. Last thing to show off. Penalty. I always have penalties off. And for a failure return outside kick, I try to limit that as much as possible. Well, there's an urge there sometimes, like I do it to make games closer, I try to limit that as much as possible. Where it's like, I'm like, hey, if I try an onside kick, I actually want to try the onside kick. But if I fail, like, let's say it's like goes like bounces or something to the point that the offense gets fine, whatever. I don't try to do it on purpose, though. And yeah, play clock off, which it does lead to sometimes situations where I can just sit in the clock the whole game if I wanted to. I'm not going to do that, especially for these recorded games. But hey, it's an opportunity, and I have got to go pee-pee. I'll do that later. There you go. Kick is good, tied at 14, but right after the second. Yeah, I'm not doing summaries or anything. I'll just record the game on my iPhone, on my is it my iPhone? No, my Samsung S4. I have way too many phones. Yeah, an S4, an iPhone 3, and then a J7, which I just picked because it's cheap, and my dad says I can't keep using this phone, so fine, I'll move up to the J7 then. Yeah, it didn't work. I mean, this formula isn't the best, but it works, kinda, to get a decent-ish picture. Oh, right, I'm playing as defense against New England. I owe Jacksonville a defensive play. Yeah, that's one way. If to accommodate, I just call timeout. I'm sure later in the season, like in the playoffs, I'll try to do actual commentary. But, yes. I think there are a couple things I had set up. Oh, yeah, a couple things I had set up. Strategery. Audibles. Okay, so that, I believe, are the generic audibles, which the home team gets to kind of gives the road team a small bonus. And when I get back to New England, I'll show the audibles I pick. I think one of them is just a Hail Mary, and the other is a pass play I found really good success on. 0 rushing yards for Chad Dukes. He's the running back with the highest speed in the game. The fullback with the highest speed in the game. That's why 83 or... Oh, there's Greg Hopkins. Wow, the reverse play never does that well. I was expecting to run over a guy with Greg Hopkins, but no. He had decent reverse speed. Alright. So yeah, this is basically just last year's New York team with Hopkins, Tolliver, and Smith, who was in Chicago, but I replaced Smith with that's a running down. Yeah, I replaced Smith with who was it that I replaced Smith with? I'm not gonna call that play. 4th down. The tight end plays never work. My goal is to get 1 tight end touchdown a season. I haven't been able to do that. I think I got Silas DeMori the most I've gotten combined. In positive yards, it was 3 yards and most I ever got, and that was Silas Damari, the guy from the really elite, and that's the first stop of the game. Oh yeah, pass interference is off because, yeah. And I usually don't play the secondary, though, I just let the CPU do it. Because I'm terrible at it. As you saw from my, what was I doing? Oh, the multi-game send for the NFL playoffs. I'm not that good at these recording thingies. Your 1-yard loss in the play. Oh, I forgot. You guys can't really hear the announcer. I forgot the volume's kind of low on the announcer. There we go. You can hear the minimal crowd chatter. I don't know, you know what? No. I forgot, I can go to settings. I can still go to settings, right. Actually, change team strategy. Here we go. Then these audibles I give Luke Cross, which... Okay, I don't know how I messed that up. That's not right. That's... Oh, is it? I guess I've never seen that route, though. Never seen him do that. Hail Mary, I just kept strong side because it's a pretty good running play. No matter what that. And injuries don't matter. What do I think I'm going to show off? Oh, yeah. Oh, I remember what it was. Audio settings. Audio system. Audio. PA volume's very low. I never leave music on these kind of games. Sound effects. I think that field volume actually applies like player sound and stuff. There we go. There we go. Kind of emulates a feel. Yeah, they didn't give us one like they didn't try to like the guys who did the NFL, the AFL NBC stuff. They just said, you know what, we're just gonna use the same PA announcer we do for the college and the NFL games. Just let the guy just have that as the only audio sound, and it worked. I mean, just record a couple of new lines for the teams, and yes, they have lines for saying like Sea Wolves and Destroy and like City Hawks and other teams that don't actually exist in real life, and Red Dogs. I'm surprised they put the Red Dogs into the game, but not the Miami Hooters, because Red Dogs still existed as a brand. I mean, yeah, it's not as like famous as Miami Hooters, but still. Also, if you notice that third thing for abbreviation, that is the that H means historical, because it's New England historical. There's also another New England team called the New England Steam Wolves. Not Steam Wolves. That's not the Steam. Was it Steamwheelers? No. Steamrollers from '88, the Providence team. They just call them NS for some reason, and it looked like Nashville. You know, and Nashville's NAS, like Nashville Cats are NAS. So yeah. Also, they don't have the original Cats in this game, nor do they have the Carolina Cobras, nor do they have the Detroit Fury, or the Indiana Firebirds, and the Albany Firebirds. They use a logo from the late '90s, but the uniform from the mid '90s. So it's actually no, the uniform from the early '90s. It's a mess. It's a mess. Being a mess is that was a Steve Smith got on a touchdown. He did terrible last year in a yeah. Did Schmitz? No, I don't remember. I think Schmitz is in I forgot who he's on. I think he's actually in Columbus in the default game. I just put him on Jacksonville and gave Columbus Remy Hamilton I gave Columbus Hamilton, the super good kicker from LA. The other super good kicker being Chicago's Keith Geisberg, excuse me. No, I gave Columbus Mark Lewis, who's not on two teams this year. I think Ronnie Washburn gets that honor. I think I actually put him on Orlando, and not terrible. Yeah, I think Ronnie Washburn's on with Orlando and Spokane. I'll make sure to take him off one of the two teams. Yeah, but so I gave Burt Krause from Orlando, and then Landry just some scrub backup who has a nice name, because Landry. 1 minute warning now. That makes up for all the defensive plays I owed. Because for that one defensive play I accidentally had for Jacksonville. Let's use Krause. He's the best defensive tackle, nose guard, center in the game. Well, he's way better of a pass blocker than a pass rusher. And that should have been an interception by Hopkins, 2 back-to-back, but whatever. And by the way, since we're at the 1 minute warning, I'm playing as Jacksonville now. The first year, Jacksonville had 2 scrubs, and then Silas Amari, who was easily the best pass rusher in the game. EJ Britt's decent, he's just not the best. Something I wish this game had that the NFL game that era had was the hit stick. Instead, they use it for this weird telemetry feature, which lets you see both how fatigued you are and how fatigued your opponent is. I can't show it off here because it's not a normal play, but it's you. I mean, outside of the one hey, little mini game challenge they give you, unless you're playing a 15-minute long game and auto subs are off, it's useless, that feature. And yeah, I've never gotten a punt return, kick off return touchdown like that. Field goal return, I've never gotten that before. I think I had one happen the first year with that Voodoo Storm game, but it was a fumble that bounced around and landed in the hands of a Voodoo guy.
And that I can tell by that animation I was screwed. Here, let me show you. Actually, let me show you what I mean by the telemetry. Here, those weird little bar thingies. That kind of tells you how fatigued the dudes are, and it goes from green to red. And you can use them once every now and then. They recharge eventually, but I never figure out how to use it. I know like the basic idea is, hey, see if that dude's tired, but I don't play like 15-minute long games with this, so it doesn't really matter. Oh, TTL got a catch. That's surprising. I was surprised not knocked down. But yeah, TTL got a catch. And this will probably be the last. Yeah, I'll let it go. It's like 2 seconds left. Jacksonville has a lead. There's no obviously like there would be a delay of game, but like even in real life they would try to take the delay of game, and then just like run the ball or something, or then kick the extra point. I'll kick it with a second left. That is a reminder telling me to do my taxes. I will. Wow, we can do this for a kick. Easy kickoff. Just hold the right thumbstick down until you're out of power. As long as you have a kicker, you're fine. That's the default setting telling me to do my taxes. I will snooze it for the other day. I forgot I have taxes to do. Taxes and bills to pay. Alright, this, by the way, I don't know what this is. This is the generic, weird-looking, like, cheerleader thing. Like, I get the idea, but, like, it doesn't work just because they all have the same facial expression, and yeah. They look like literal dolls, makes it even creepier. Anyways, we're at halftime, 28-21 advantage, Sharks. I'm gonna get ready for the second half. One thing I should mention about this game is that if you ever pause the menu, just listen to it for a little bit, usually they'll give you it either gives you one of two things. A promo clip from the then Commissioner David Baker, or like this guy who I don't know who this guy is. Just this guy telling you some basic tutorials on the game, giving you like tutorial stuff and explaining buttons you can do. We're gonna ignore that. Anyway, let's resume for the second half. I believe Jacksonville started with the ball. Yep, Jacksonville with the ball in the second half. They are up 28-7 on the Seawolves. Yep. All right. Oh, I forgot. I did put Friesel Jackson would be returned. Never mind. He's the backup offensive specialist. Almost got a touchdown there. Almost got a touchdown. I'm not going to do highlights for this. I'm just going to upload it, move on, make the minimal little index card, write some stuff down. I'll do it right now. 14. Oh. Okay. And then just a player of the game I'll decide, and I will not play the game here, which is sometimes usually going to be different from the real play of the game. Sometimes it won't. And the play of the game is just going to be random. I'm not going to track it or anything. I'm just going to write it down like, hey, this guy did good. And now I'm not, like, for year 1 and year 2, I try to track it and counter out to see who was the best. This year, I'm not going to do that. And if I do a year 4, which I'm kind of doubting, but yeah, almost got it. Yeah, that's one thing you kind of just depend on. If you're able to get out of the pocket and just kind of stay there for a while, or avoid rush defenders because you have a good line. Like Kraus is the best blocking lineman in the league at that point. Greg Kraus. But like if you can just kind of stand there, walk around for a little bit. Got time, you can just find a man. Ooh. Now you just stand there, walk around, find a guy, and hope their route. Let them break off their route to just get open any way they can, and usually I can help you out if you're able to run around long enough. Like with Michael Bishop, he can run around for like a year. There we go. And Chad Dukes for touchdown, just like Derek Ross used to do in real life. Actually. Yeah, I think Derek Ross was actually the last piece of the AFL Sharks to go to the NAL and to stay with the NAL. Because I know back in 2018, seeing all the Sharks games, every one of them said, one of the commercials for them, like on the YouTube, always had Derek Ross, the all-time leader rush in Arena League history. I think he's the only dude to ever get like 500 rushing yards in a season, which is incredible. Even if it was an 18-game season. In the Arena League, where teams average like 20 rushing yards a game, I mean that is incredible to get like in my league they average. Ooh, fumble. Ben Ross forced it. Hines got it. Wow, was that Ben Ross? I usually just. Oh wait, that's the wrong thing to stats info. Was that Ben Ross? Right there, Schmitz. Yeah, he was in. Okay, they'll get it up in a minute. Right, they don't, of course, that's till the end of the play. I'll give New England a defensive play, because that was an incredible thing by Jacksonville. Well, the Sharks just blew this game wide open. Oh, right, you can't. You check a team strategy for some reason. No, Jesse, stats info. I know it's pronounced strategy, but I like saying strategy. Okay, that was Demetrius Benross. Yeah, I forgot I put on the Sharks. I always forget who I put on like the two rando teams. The random team, which is kind of a place to put players that aren't on a real team. 61. Yeah, Dukes went nowhere. All right, back to Jacksonville. Yeah, that tells you all the basic stuff you need. I mean, all it doesn't give you like fluff talk. It just gives you the basic stuff you need to know. You want to know what yard you're on the 6. That is incomplete. Or not. Thank you, Smith. Wow. I forgot. Dunn's a lot better than I thought he was. Probably because I'm just doing the same thing. I'm not really paying attention to where the quarterback's going. I'm just backing up 25 yards, slowly peeling off to the left to buy myself some time. But getting out of the box, so what else expect? And Jacksonville, thanks to last in the first in the second, and that fumble, they have picked up a 21-point lead, just like. Wait, can't snap because I don't have nails, but just like that. There you go. Yay, snap this time. I hate snapping. Yeah, not much what you say. Oh, fumble, whoa, fumble. Okay, New England's struggling this far. They usually do pretty decent in the the way New England usually does is that they win a bunch of road games. They can win road games early in the year. Then, but about the midpoint of the year, it's just a strict home road split with home getting it's just a strict from that point. Just comes a strict home road split, home win, road loss from that point on. But who cares? They are now winning again. And I don't know when I'll put New England back on Game of the Week. I'm just kind of tracking Game of the Week just to get an idea. Excuse me. I don't know if it was like legitimately every week, but just like week of play as in every team getting a game. But like, I'll make sure I put every single team, all 12 of them, on at least one of these things. Like one of the 14 games. 15, I guess, for the regular season. Maybe, actually, wait. I'm trying to think. I don't know. I'll just make sure I at least give everybody one try among the 50 teams that are going to be here. At least 12 of them are going to be one of each, and that's enough there. I might make Dutton player of the game. I don't really think about that. Or Ben Ross, because you know. I have to instant replay. That was beautiful. It's like one of those. He's gonna scramble up to like I would do normally, and trips over a fallen guy. That is classic lack of pocket presence. Smith got the first. I'm not gonna. I don't know if I should increase just to all difficult, all Manda. I saw all arena difficulty, or just I don't know. By the way, if you ever see this lineup where the guys where the defense is like curling up to you, immediately call that and then hot route your A, which is it's on the Xbox A, the offense, the guy with the run up, to immediately just run a streak, then immediately chuck a high ball, and if your guy's fast-ish, he will get some separation and instantly score. Done. Easy. That's the easy touchdown. See the defensive back creeping up? Immediately just call streak and that's it. That's it. Then you get a quarterback with a decent arm. Just kind of lob up a pass going deep, and you're good to go. And yeah, you can angle passes in this. Not quite as crazy as 2K5s, and I'm not used to, but you can angle them ever so slightly. And that is out of bounds. Touchback. Afterwards, I'll go back to. But yeah, I'll go back to that. But this is Iron Man football. I miss Iron Man football. But like, if you want my advice, because there were 2 arena football games, which one should you get? Oh, sack there. Trip sack. Trip sacks are not very common, actually. It's pretty rare to get 2 trip sacks in a game. But anyways, if you want my advice on like, so there are two arena football games. The Arena Football 2006 you see here, I'm playing on the Xbox, and then the Arena Football for the PS2, which was Road to Glory. Both the original football was on both. The Road to Glory was only on the PS2 because by this point the Xbox was dead. This was like an early 2006 release. The Xbox 360 had just come out, whereas Road to Glory was an early 2007 release, and by that point, the PS3 was already out. So there was no reason to release, and of course it's too early to release this on PS3 because that game didn't exist yet, and it's too early to release this on and it was too late to release it like that on. Plus again, this is a small title. It's not a big budget title. It's a small title. It's a side game. The fact that it even exists amazes me. So yeah, touchdown for New England. No, I found battery still isn't good enough. I'm not gonna play it yet. I was wanting like to play whenever I get New England to a situation in which they can do a 2-point conversion. I love playing it. I will play it for you guys. It's like a fun thing. Because the New England fun fact: the New England Seawolves are from Hartford, Connecticut. There was another great. Actually, no. I'll tell the rest of the story after I attempt the onside kick here. So again, I try the onside kick. If it bounces my way, whatever. I try to make it so that it actually would make sense, but like that's probably too much. But let's see. Oh. What? I have never seen that. Yo, I'm glad I'm recording this. 19. Whoop-pow! I've never seen that. I've never. The guy spikes it. He just like spikes it directly into the other guy. I've never seen that. Oh, as I said, exact same situation. Just hope your offensive specialist is faster than their defensive specialist. DB, aka receiver's faster than DB. Take a 5-step drop, take a big drop, and then lob it deep. But of course, because the Seawolves are one of those historical teams, they do not have a fast receiver. So yeah. By the way, overalls in terms of overall rating, New England was kind of like below middle of the pack in the first year. Now they're the absolute. They're 12 out of 12 when it comes to their overall ratings. Doesn't really matter though because the New England Seawolves. Yeah. Oh, but I was talking about how I'm doing divisions this year. So the first 2 years, I had divisions where they were like kind of like the 90s and 2000, kind of like the 90s, where there were no conferences. They're just divisions that were geographically met at some point. Let me throw it deep. It's a good. I'll throw this one. I know I should go for the field goal, but I'm not. But just two divisions that were somewhat geographically aligned to make some semblance of sense. Here, they're not like that at all, and that should be a pass. Yes, it is. Touchdown. But everyone was saying, so now I'm going to add conferences: American Conference, National Conference. I'm going to do like 2010s, where the American Conference was the Western, was the Eastern. I know. Yeah, the American Conference was the Eastern Conference, and the National Conference was the Western Conference. So in the American Conference, there's the East Division, which is New England, Pittsburgh, and Albany. All those are the three historical, uneditable teams. And then the South Division is for the American Conference is the Florida Division, a la 2015, Jacksonville, Tampa, Orlando. And then the West, that'll be the Western Division for the National Conference will be Spokane, San Jose, or Arizona. And the Central Division for the National Conference will be Columbus, Grand Rapids, and Chicago. Essentially, Chicago, Ohio, and Michigan. I'll switch back to Jacksonville. They're just from the bar there with Dukes. Kind of eat some time up. I will do right. New England's right. Because it's the end of the game. You can. One more great rule I love about the Arena League up until 2019. In order to win the like the situation right here, Jacksonville's up by 7. Jacksonville up by 7. New England's down. In order for the Sharks to win the game, they would have to run the ball and get some positive yards, like right here with Chad Dukes. What a Chad. But, like, normally in an Arena League game, I'm just gonna look. Oh, okay, no, you can call a timeout. Right. Sometimes they don't show the little timeout called prompt. But yeah, in this case, we can call a timeout. So let me just get some more stuff going. Oh. Nope, that was a bad pass. Thought Tolliver was going to cut over across the field instead of down the middle. By the way, crossing patterns are the best routes here. You don't want deep crosses. You want like legitimately guy goes from like 10, like goes like a turret slant across the field. Not quite the middle. Like it goes up like 5 yard and then runs a slant across the field. But like the post was like 10 yards, then up to the middle. Slant was just straight up to the middle, and then cross, and then like cross 5 yards up, then go to the middle. 5 yards up, then go to the middle. The best kind of routes because because a lot of teams play man to man here. I think back then you couldn't actually play zone in the Arena League, but teams do here anyways. All those like man zone, if that makes any sense. Anyways, that is going to be. I'm sure I'll get a chance to play as New England again. I mean, New England has Albany. That's always I want to show off. One of the New England Albany Charlie Brown Lucy games. I want to show one of those off. So, yeah. Sorry, I still got. Jacksonville's up big, 56-42. No missed extra points. Few stops here and there. I think the only stops being New England had 1 turnover on downs, and Jacksonville had. Well, I brought Terrence Dottie back from the first year for the Sharks. He was in Dallas in real life at that time. I just brought him back from the Sharks. He actually was second in. Yeah, my first year. I do remember. I didn't count stats, but I just had a feeling that Damari for Jacksonville was best in sacks. TER94 for Red Dogs. He was the second best in sacks, and third best in sacks was Dottie. Even though Dottie was like a 70 overall. And I just remember I'm at the 1 minute warning, so I should be playing as Jacksonville here. I just remember that. So yeah, this is legitimately how I just imagine me doing this like 100 times, and that's a season, and running up like previews and recaps and stuff. This is a complete waste of time, honestly. Completely waste my time doing it. Yeah, I'm gonna do there you go. That's a strategy I usually do. Oh, touchdown! If New England come back this thing to overtime, I'm going to be impressed. Oh, yeah, they're out of timeouts. Right, they're out of timeouts, so I don't need to... And I'm up, so I can just run the clock out if I get positive yards. Oh! Okay. I would actually have to run that. Alright. On to kick number 2 for New England. Let's see if they get lucky again with the tip back. I don't know how you got that tip back. They don't. That's usually what happens when the CPU kicks in an all-pro, goes out of bounds. With I can't remember what the difficulties were. All arena, it's like yeah, they actually do get it. With pro level, it's either complete like straight to them, or it bounces like a million billion feet in the air and goes out of bounds. Oh, crow! That's what I was trying to throw to that tight end pass. By the way, it's completely useless tight end pass in this. I'm just gonna run the ball to end the game. Yeah, like in the NFL right now, the other team has no timeouts. I'm up. Kneel. In arena, you can't kneel, so you gotta like run the ball and get like get like a positive yard. I got that 1 positive yard I need, so I will run the clock down the rest of the way. 56-48 will be the final score. Jacksonville will win on opening day over New England and get some semblance of vengeance for last season when they not for last season, yeah. Get some semblance of vengeance for 20xx when they lost to New England. I'll just run one more play. By the way, in case you're wondering why I call it 20xx, like 22xx, even though I know like yo, that was awesome. I'm glad that ended. That was a beastly run. You know what? I'm gonna get the instant replay on that. So yeah, in case you're wondering why I call it 20xx, I'm 20 years. I was 20 years old when I did it the first time. 21 when I did 21xx, and now I'm 22, so 22xx. Yeah, and I figured like the first year I want to make it like about 2000, so I figured 20xx will work. Plus Mega Man, lol. Anyways, bump. Boom. Bada bang. That's the end of the game. Alright, final score will be... why the heck not? I'll try to go for 64. I was like going... It's pointless, but it's either going to be a 62-48 final advantage, Jacks, or a 64-48 final advantage. No advantage, Jacks. Let's see. Yep, Jacks got it, just like it. Yep, he got it. 64-42. Nice. That is the final. I just realized... no, that's not okay, good. I was about to say. I just realized like the generic shark thing had a backwards hat on for a second. Kind of looks like a whale, actually. I'm trying to go for like that's just a generic shark logo. Although the generic shark logo Madden used in the Xbox in 360 days looked way better for than the one they used in the PS2 Xbox days. But hey. Yeah, 64-48 is the final. Hopefully this turned out decently, recording-wise. Yeah, that was only just one turn takeover. Jacksonville had a good out yarded them. Let me look for a good end. Oh, by the way, I picked the alternate color black to contrast with Orlando. Although it's hard to see, we are the box scores. 14 Jacksonville in the first, 14 in the second, 21 in the third, 20 in the fourth, 64 total. Now to pick a player of the game. Not to quickly pick a player of the game. Obviously, Demetrius Benross would get it for defense if I do feel like the defense won. That was a big play, honestly. That forced fumble by Benross. That might have been all play right there. Any sacks? OGL 6 for 3 sacks. That's not much. Receiving. Tolliver and Smith both got decent touchdowns. He did pretty good on the runs. Chad Dukes had a pretty good day on the ground. I think he almost got a sack. Dukes had a pretty good day on the ground. Nothing going for New England. Dutton with that perfect passer rating. Yep, player of the game will be John Dutton with his perfect passing rating. Thanks for watching.